Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back for a tutorial in simplifying radicals or radical expressions. Okay, so simplifying radicals. Pag sinabi nating simplifying, ibig sabihin po nun, we are trying to make it, what do you call this, the value shorter, or we are trying to um, evaluate the value as possible as it could. So, ganun po yung tinatawag nating simplify. Halimbawa, simplifying fractions, 2/4 can also be simplified as 1/2. Ayan. Ano pa po? 4/2 can be simplified as 2. From the word itself, simplifying means making it simple. Okay? Simplifying. We are trying to pinapaliit natin yung ating sagot. Okay, I don't know exactly kung ano siya sa Tagalog. Basta when we are simplifying, we are trying to make it as simple as it could, yung pagiging final answer natin. So, paano ba tayo nagsisimplify ng radicals? I guess, radicals is already familiar with you kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng discussion or introduction to radicals. Or, simplifying radical expressions. So, simplifying radical expressions, napaka-importante po that you know the product property for radicals. Okay, pag sinabi po nating product property for radicals means pwede nating hatiin or i-factor out yung ating radicand sa loob ng ating radical sign kung uh, sa loob ng radical sign at pwede natin silang paghiwalayin. Let's say, for example, the square root of 8ab or the square root of a times b is equal to the square root of a times the square root of b. So, ganun po. That is how we simplify, how we evaluate the product property for radicals. Okay, again, when we talk about product property, pwede po natin siyang i-factor out at paghiwalayin yung dalawa na yun ng radical. Okay, example, si square root of 36 is equal to the square root of 4 times 9. Or, pwede natin siyang gawin as square root of 36 is equal to square root of 4 times the square root of 9. So, pwede natin gawin ganito. That is what we call the product property. Okay. Alam natin that square root of 6 is equal to 36. Ay, square root of 36 is equal to 6. Okay. And then, pag kinuha naman natin yung square root of 4, ang sagot natin ay 2. Square root of 9, ang sagot natin ay 3. And when we multiply 2 times 3, it will also be equal to 6. Ayan. So, the same siya dun sa sagot. The same with square root of 100. Example, square root of 100 is equal to the square root of 4 times square root of 25. Kasi 4 times 25 is 100. Since they are both perfect, alam natin that square root of 100 is equal to 10. At the same time, square root of 4 is equal to 2 times square root of 25 is equal to 5 and 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So, it's the same. So, that is what we call the product property for radicals. Okay, usually, we do this product property for radicals kapag sa mga number sa mga number na makakakuha tayo ng perfect square na factor. So, we do that. Okay. So, ito yung rule natin, product property for radicals. Okay. A radical has been simplified when its radicand contains no perfect square factors. So, kapag masasabi natin na ang ating radicand ay, yung radical natin, simplified na siya if and only if wala na tayong radicand na may perfect square na factor. Ano po ba yung mga perfect square natin? Okay, 1, 4, what else? 9, yung mga perfect square natin, 16, 25, 36, 49, na na-discuss natin dun sa ating previous lesson. Okay, test to see if it can be divided by 4. Try nyo pwede siyang i-divide sa 4, by 9, by 25, and by 49. Kasi 1 automatic, it can be divided eh. So, and so on. Kapag pwede siyang i-divide doon, then, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify or hindi pa siya simplified. Sometimes, factoring the radicand using the 3 is helpful. Yung 3 method natin. Okay. Example, the product property for radicals. Yung square root of 50 natin can be factored out as square root of 25 times the square root of 2. And we know that 25 is already a perfect square. And the square root of 25 is simply 5. So, ang matitira na lang ay 5 times square root of 2. So, ang magiging final answer natin, 5 square root of 2. Halimbawa, ito naman. And sometimes factoring radical using the square root of x raised to 14 is equal to x raised to 7. Okay. So kapag ka po ganito, mamaya i-discuss ko rin yan further, tandaan natin that yung exponent natin in a radicand will only be divided by 2. Halimbawa, square root of x raised to 14. So, yung x natin na exponent niya ay 14. Yung exponent niya na 14, i-divide lang natin sa 2 to simplify it. So, it will become x raised to 7. Okay. Let's try this one. Perfect square factor, tapos yung other factor. Yan. The square root of 8 natin, pwede natin siyang i-evaluate as square root of 4 times 2, wherein 4 is a perfect square. The square root of 4 is 2. Ayan. So, magiging sagot natin ay 2 square root of 2. Another one. Square root of 20 can be factored as square root of 4 times 5. 4 is a perfect square. The square root of 4 is 2. So, pwede na natin siyang ilabas. So, 2 square root of 5. Square root of 32 is square root of 16 times 2. And we know that 16 is also a perfect square. So, pwede na natin siyang ilabas as 4. Because the square root of 16 is 4. And then, yung square root of 2. 75 naman is square root of 25 times 3. And then, we know that 25 is a perfect square and the square root of 25 is 5. And then yung square root of 3. Square root of 40 naman can be factored as 4 times 10. Wherein 4 is a perfect square. Okay? 4, pag nilabas natin yung 4, kinuha natin yung square root, it will become 2 square root of 10. Okay. Another one, square root of 48. Yan, 16 times 3 is 48. Perfect square is 16. It will become 4 square root of 3. Ito naman ay 8. Square root of 80 is equal to square root of 16 times 5 is 80. 16 is a perfect square, so that is 4 square root of 5. And so on. Ayan. And so forth. Okay. So, meron tayong steps to simplify a radical. So, magpo-proceed na tayo sa expression. Try to divide the radicand into a perfect square for numbers. Halimbawa, divide mo siya. Ano ba yung mga perfect square natin? We have 4, we have 9, 16, 25, 36. Divide mo siya doon. Kapag na-divide mo siya doon, then meron siyang perfect square na pwede nating i-factor out. If there is an exponent, make it even by using rules of exponent. So, laws of exponent or rules of exponent was already introduced to you doon sa ating topic or lesson number 1. So, kapag daw even yung exponent, if there is an exponent, you have to make it even. Kailangan natin siyang gawing even. Okay, next. Separate the factors to its own square root. Separate natin, and then we will simplify. That's it. Let's say, for example, simplify the square root of x raised to 12. Alam naman natin that 12 is already even. So, pwede na natin siyang i-directly divided by 2. So, x raised to 6 square. So, ganun lang siya because power of a power, 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, and then it will become x raised to 6. Pag kinuha natin yung square, cancel na lang. Square root of a variable to an even power, the variable to 1/2 the power. Okay, ito naman. Square root of y raised to 88, pwede natin siya i-directly divide by 2, so it will become y raised to 44. Ito naman, square root of x raised to 13, pwede natin paghiwalayan. It will become square root of x raised to 12 times x raised to 1. Kasi alam naman natin that when we are multiplying a variable na may the same base, ina-add lang po natin yung exponent. So, it's still equal to 13. So, pwede natin siyang gawing square root of x raised to 12 times square root of x. Okay. So, kapag kaganyan, pwede na natin itong i-divided by 2. It will become x raised to 6 and then i-retain na lang natin yung square root of x. 50, square root of 50y raised to 7. Ayan, again, we have to make it even. And isip tayo ng factor ni 50 na merong perfect square. And that is 25. Pag-iwalayin natin, 20, square root of 25y raised to 6. And then ilalagay natin yung isang natirang y dito. Kasi ito yung factor niya, isa pa. Times square root of 2y. So, pwede na natin itong ilabas, itong buo na yan. It will become 5y raised to 3 times 5y cubed square root of 2y. O, try to simplify this. Simplify square root of 72. Ayan, sige. Ngayon, isip tayo ng factor ni 72 na perfect square. Okay, pwede ba siya kay 4? Let's start with 4. Ayan. So, we have 1, 4. Pwede po. Okay? So, we have, 2. So, we have 18. Ayan, 18. Okay. So, we have 2. So, pwede pa natin siyang gawing 36. Ayan, 36 kasi ito may factor siya ulit. So, doon na tayo sa pinakamalaki. 36 times 2 is 72. So, square root of 36 times square root of 2. Padlabas na natin yan. It will become 6 square root of 2. And that will be our answer. About this one, ayan, try to answer this one. Simplify square root of 9x raised to 36. So, hindi natin ito pwedeng galawin. Hindi natin ito gagalawin kasi nga it's already even. Aside from that, 9 is already a perfect square. So, the answer is 3x raised to 18. Okay, next topic po natin ay combining radicals. Makikita po tayo next video. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.